How's it, ladies and gents? It's taking me a long time to do this video again, although I already did it once. I'm going to do it again. I've had a lot of people ask me, those who bought billet boxes, or the BBox, because it is a clone, on how I V8'd the various, either the Exocet, the inside, or the kangertech that comes with it. What I've got tonight is I've got the Kanger base, which comes with all the billet boxes, and how I V8'd it. Basically what V8 means, improve the airflow and lessen the chance of getting some dry hits. Obviously those who've been vaping for a long time know exactly what a Kanger RBA head looks like, which is that. Okay, it's not going to focus in properly. That's what a Kanger RBA head looks like. I'm just getting the various components to it. That's what a Kanger RBA looks like. Okay, it's from an old Kanger box, and in its day it was a really good little RBA, and the billet box uses them as the standard RBA. So what I'm going to show you now is how to increase your airflow and reduce the chance of getting some dry hits by doing a little bit of modifications by yourself. Obviously this does require a little bit of practical ability, so if you're not practically inclined, take it to somebody who is practically and physically inclined to do it. Not everybody will attempt it and get it right, so yeah, let me show you. Okay, the RBA itself, which is that part, okay, at the bottom here is where your air comes in. There are 4 little holes, okay, that the air gets in to your Kanger base. Okay, what you need, the tools that you need to get this done, okay, is you need somebody who owns a Dremel. Okay, now a Dremel is a handheld high-speed drill. Okay, and in most Dremel kits comes a pointed grinding metal rod. I don't even have mine here, but it looks like a toothpick, just a little bit bigger, and it's got a really rough surface on it. So what you do, okay, is grip this in a set of vice grips, and the hole you shove the pointy drill bit, or pointy grinding stick, I don't know what the right word is, in, and you widen these 4 holes. If you look at how wide these are compared to compared to the one that you've got in your box, these are probably double the size. Okay, so I've actually doubled the amount of airflow that's going into this Kanger base. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to do. Okay, so you just need to widen these by using a Dremel. You can either use a drill bit on a Dremel if you've got it, but be very careful with the drill bit, because the drill bit cuts where a grinding stone will it'll take a little bit longer, but you'll get a better result using the grinding drill bit that comes with most Dremels. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do, is you need to grind out these 4 little holes. Just be very careful that you hold it correctly, and that you don't rush it. Rather take your time in doing it, otherwise you can destroy it. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to do, make those holes bigger, which will obviously improve your airflow going through to your coil. The second thing what you need to do is part of the cap. Cap is in 2 pieces. Those are the 2 pieces that a cap comes in. Okay, your top cap, and then your cap that fits over the coil. This part screws into this part here. Okay, that just screws in. Let me show you quickly. That just screws in there. Okay, now if you on the Kanger base, okay, or the kangertech, this hole here, it's not perfectly drilled out. Okay, I did do a bit of a rush job on this, but this hole is probably, I would hazard a guess, 1/4 of this size. So you can see it goes the whole way through. I can shove this, I can put this through at the bottom, you'll see it come out the top. Okay, this hole is probably 1/4 of the size of this. Using the same Dremel, okay, but there's a grinding stone with a sharp, like not a sharp point, but like a a bullet type grinding stone, what I did is I made these holes bigger and as big as I possibly could. The problem is that you can't drill upwards because there's threading that holds this top cap in place. So you've got to drill from the hole downwards. Okay. By making this bigger allows for more juice flow. Okay. So make this as big as you possibly can and as round as you possibly can. Making sure that when you've done it, that on the inside where you've drilled, that you clean off any burrs or any sharp edges, because this is going to grab your cotton. Okay, when you try and pull your cotton through. What I do now, okay, is obviously getting the coil ready. This part, the top cap and the bottom cap fit onto each other. There's a little screw that holds everything in place. So if when you line the screw up, that's where the screw is there. You can see the little hole there. That's where the screw that lines up. Now, if you look through, you can see my coil in there. What I've tried to achieve with this thing is to improve the wicking. Obviously, because the holes don't perfectly line up, what I do is I just gently pop the cap on, so that if I push something in here, it can go the whole way through the coil and out, and out the other side. So I'm holding everything. You can see my coil in there. My sharp tweezers have gone the way through. So I hold it like that. I grab my cotton, I make a really pointy skewer on it, and I shove it the whole way through, using my tweezers to pull it in through the cotton, through the coil, and out the other side. So you can see I've got it going the whole way through now. Almost like the insider, I think, is it the insider? The insider does it. So you can see now, if I hold that closer, how my cotton on a kanger base is going the whole way through. Then I just gently pop the cap back on its place. Remember not to compact your cotton too much, otherwise you're going to have dry hits. And I trim it off, probably leaving 2 mils on either side. And I make sure that it's nice and fluffy on either side, that it's blocking that entire hole. So you can see now I've got the kanger base, where in the past you would have to shove the cotton down the sides. My cotton goes entire through the kanger base. Since I've done it that way, I can get way much more vapor. Okay, I've never had a dry hit. Okay, I can put bigger coil in. The coil I've got here is a 3.5 millimeter coil so I'm getting more vapor, and the flavor is vastly improved because I'm getting more airflow. So I'm going to change back to normal camera. Just hold on, I'm just pausing it there, so hold on. I'm back again. What you can see now is I've inserted it. I've got a bit of Wiener's new juice that's coming, Gringo. I've inserted the kanger base into it. Now you can see, if you can see there's those 2 fluffs that are coming outside the coil. Sorry, it's not zooming in properly. But those 2 little fluffs that are sticking out on either side of the kanger base, that's the cotton coming through. Yeah, just check it out. Everything's working hunky-dory. Also, widening that airflow is going to make a massive difference to the flavor. So you can see the amount of vapor production now I can get out of a billet box. And a billet box is in essence known more for your lower, smaller vapor production. For those people who want the convenience of having the billet box all in one type of device, but like more vapor production, that's the way to do it. You don't have a hassle with dry hits, because 9 out of 10 times when you're doing if you really like those big lung hits that I like, you with the size coils and the amount of cotton that you can get in there, you're going to get these little we're going to get the dry hits. It's going to go dry very quickly, and you can see from there I'm having really long pulls. and massive weight production. I hope that helps, guys. Kanger, just a refresh, Kanger base V8'd. Watch the video. If you got any questions, please shout. Thanks, guys.